AITA for wanting to leave my money to charity and not my daughter? I, 58F, have stage 4 cancer. About a year left. I'm going to be leaving behind about $2 million and have decided to take one last vacation and give the rest to charity. My husband, Bill 66M, is in good health, but he will be set financially and we have decided together that he doesn't need the money. I do have a daughter, AmITE 29F, and a son, Caleb 24M. She has 3 kids, 14 and 1 yo twins. And Bill thinks I should leave her half of the money. He says she could use it and that would still amount to $1 million for charity. However, I don't really want to give the money to my daughter. She had her son at 15 and because she was in high school Bill and ended up raising him until he was 7. We also paid for AmITE's college. My reasoning is that we have already given her childcare for 7 years in college. So she already received the payout from us even though I was alive and well at the time. Though it seems Bill already told AmITE we'd help her out and she was getting half the inheritance. So I had to correct her and tell her I'm not giving her or her brother any money. This has been blowing up the family. AmITE was furious because she says she's in a bad financial place and she can't believe I'm not helping her even though I could. Bill understands where I'm coming from but says AmITE is living in a trailer and I could at least help her out. I already did help her. But AITA if I don't include her in the will? Edit to clarify. Bill is going to leave everything to the children, grandchildren when he passes. Caleb hasn't done anything, but they will both be getting money regardless. Info. Do you even like your kids? Why are you cutting your kids out? Did they do something wrong? It might be unpopular but YTA. You have the opportunity to ensure your daughter, son and grandkids have a financially secure future in a climate where things are hard and getting harder. You're keeping a scorecard of previous parenting or patting yourself on the back and consider your parenting done. Ultimately it's your money and your decision. I just think it's the wrong one. I'm sorry for what you're going through with cancer. I really am. But, YTA. And big time. At the beginning I wondered if your daughter is well off and that's why you want to give away your money. But she lives in a trailer park. A trailer park. Do you know what that kind of money can do to help someone in such a bad situation? You're essentially choosing to help random people over your own kids who are in need. Sorry but YTA. Info. Is there a reason you also don't want to leave anything to your son or grandkids? YTA. I get it's your money and whatever. But I can't imagine bypassing my own children when I have a massive wealth I'll be losing after I'm dead. Also you resent your underage child for getting pregnant. That was your failing as a parent. She was a kid. Info. Why aren't you helping her brother either? It's your money, but I'm going to say that YTA for your reasoning. Having a pregnancy at 15 is at least as much an indictment on the parents as the child. And treating that and her college like a purely financial transaction, which is nowhere near $1 million, seems extremely assholish to me. You're effectively punishing her for the fact y'all failed her as parents when she was a teen and for totally normal, if nice, support during college. Regarding the edit to clarify, Bill is going to leave everything to the children, grandchildren when he passes. Caleb hasn't done anything, but they will both be getting money regardless. This doesn't really make things better. For one thing, it makes your entire argument about why your daughter doesn't deserve her inheritance moot. You lied to us and you lied to her about the reasoning. Because it's just, I don't wanna. Quote. And, like, sure, if you don't want to give them money you don't have to. But the fact is that if your finances are so segregated that you can give out $2 million to charity on your own, you can't use your husband as a shield for randomly cutting your kids off for no reason. They're your kids too. It's still an AW move to cut them off arbitrarily, and it's certainly an AW move to invent justifications for it you don't actually care about. YTA. When a kid has a kid at 15, it's not the kid's fault. Or at least not mostly. It's a parenting fail to not provide birth control, preferably long-term guidance, and some coaching on how to handle pressure in a relationship. At the very least, it was your choice to keep and raise the kid rather than abort, adopt, place with family, place with the father's family, etc. So you screwed her over when she was a teen. But at least you did pay for college and stepped up to raise him. And why are you not, at the very least, putting it in trust funds for the grandkids? Even if you don't care about what happens to Amity, what about your grandbabies? Are they supposed to pay for her not making you happy? Based on this post alone, YTA, you could set up a trust to ensure your daughter and grandson, and your son, don't have to worry about housing or medical expenses. Both huge issues in the US. But also don't receive a windfall and blow the money. You could ensure your grandson, who's basically a son to you seeing as you raised him, can afford college and a decent start in life. You could help them, and you could do it now when they're young and really need it. But you've chosen instead to help a corporation, even a non-profit, pay their bills and their employees. You've chosen instead to help the strangers that will benefit only after the charity gets their cut. You've chosen instead to let your daughter and grandson, and son, live their lives knowing you could have helped them but chose not to. I simply cannot imagine a situation where I choose to let my grandson and my daughter live in a trailer instead of giving them the money and assets I won't be using because I'm dead. There's clearly more going on here than you've let on, and I suspect a lot of hard feelings between you and your daughter stemming from the debt you seem to feel you're owed as restitution for helping your 15-year-old raise a baby. YTA. You can do whatever you want with your money. But it's very cold that your daughter needs financial help and you won't help her because you already did. Even worse that you're holding her having a kid as a 15-year-old against her. She was just a kid. Okay, big question though, what charity? Soft YTA. 1. With inflation, how do you know Bill won't need the money if he lives a long time? 2. What about your son? He didn't get any help and now gets nothing? 3. Why don't you want to help your daughter and grandchildren not live in a trailer? Even buying them a home could make a small dent and they would be set. You could even put it in a trust if you didn't want Amity to control it. YTA. I'm voting this way because I think you really resent your daughter for getting pregnant at 15. She made a mistake. She didn't rob a bank. YTA. I get wanting to donate to charity. But what charity? Do you realize most charities are just rich people's fax-free bank accounts and don't actually help? Anyway, your daughter is literally in a bad financial place and you're leaving her with nothing? Not even $50K? $5K? Absolutely nothing at all? Donate most of your money if you have to, but give your kids something. They do not have the same privilege you had growing up. The economy sucks for them. And they have kids. You won't be there to support them emotionally anymore, at least be there to help with costs of childcare or your grandchildren's education. Ya know what? 5 years ago, my son, whom I love to the ends of the earth and back, at the request of his wife, took our 2 precious and only grandchildren and walked out of our lives. Abandoned us. No address. No phone calls. No texts. No birthdays. No Christmases. No messages to his 93 and 94-year-old grandparents. Long Deep, ugly, painful silence. From the kid we loved, sheltered, and supported with every drop of our beings for 28 years. Do you know how many people told us to cut them out of our will? I lost count, but I refuse. This kid is heart of my heart, love of my life. He always will be, and I refuse to take the low road and treat him or his family badly. In the end, love is love is love, and that's the only thing I can take with me. If he never says another word to me, he will know he was loved. YTA. I mean, you can do whatever you want with your money, but that doesn't mean people in your life, mainly your family, won't think you're top. I'm going with YTA based on your reasoning about her mistakes as a teenager. I mean, it is your money, but wow. YTA. Let me get this straight. You'd rather donate your money to complete strangers than help your own flesh and blood, who sound like they are struggling to succeed in life? Because of why exactly? A teenage pregnancy? Harsh. You can justify however you want. It's your money after all. Your children are losing their mother, and that's the memory you want them to have? It sounds like you hold a huge grudge, and are on a mission to ensure your own children don't show up at your funeral. I'd reconsider your choice if you want to preserve whatever is left of your relationship with your children before you die. They're your legacy. If you want to live on, it'll be through them. If you have 1 charity, 2 children, and 3 grandchildren, divide your money in 6. Spread the wealth equally at the very least, leaving the grand funds in trust until they're 25 or something. You can do whatever you want with your money, but it's wrong to hold such resentment toward your child because she got pregnant at a young age and you helped her raise your grandchild. And it's wrong to hold you paying for her college against her. A parent-child relationship is not transactional. Furthermore, why wouldn't you want her to have that money so she can move out of her trailer? I'm not trying to be on a high horse here, but this just seems wrong. YTA. Even after your edit, you should be putting a portion into a trust, 1 for the grandkids, 1 for the daughter and son. With a trust you can still have stipulations such as money is only to be spent on XYZ. Prior to your edit, all you were doing is making the grandkids suffer and potentially stunt their growth as good human beings by making it needlessly harder on your daughter because of your resenting judgment of when or how capable she was when she had children.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.